Welcome to Can We Talk About It? 5 ideas to improve your communications partner skills to support AAC users. We will explore 5 ways to improve your communication partner skills when working with AAC users. Let's move beyond requesting and teach conversation skills. Through communication and conversation, we can build connections with our students and our learners. 5 keys to great AAC modeling. Number 1, just do it. Number 2, know the device. Number 3, build a base of core words. 4, don't forget the fun stuff. And 5, don't quit. Just do it. Don't make excuses. Don't put it off. It's never too late to start. Your example is the best learning tool. Start simple, start slowly, but start. Remember, you need to get out the device. A device that sits on a shelf in the backpack or on the side will never be used. We want to accept and acknowledge all attempts at communication. Model, model, model. Recast and extend. We will talk more about those things as we go along today. Just talk about something. What about those transition times? You could talk about what happened, what we will do next, playground fun, what will you eat for lunch or snack? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you want something the same or do you want something different next time? So for one example, if you're out on the playground, you could be talking about playing, going up, going down, running around. You could talk about what you're going to do before you go outside. And then when you come inside, you could talk about what you did do or what you saw somebody doing. Know the device. It is hard to model something you don't understand. Take some time to know the student's AAC so you can model with meaning. Spend time with the device. Try having conversations with other people. Say an IA, another adult in the building, other students. Use the word finder. The word finder is your best friend. Most AAC devices with robust vocabulary have a word finder. You need to use it to look for a word if you don't remember where it is. And it's really great if you use it with the student right there in front of you because you're modeling, oh, I'm going to learn something new. I don't remember where this is. This is how I can go find it. The purple button here is what the word finder button looks like in Words for Life. The gray one is in Touch Chat. There is also a feature in Proloquo to go with a word finder. Just make sure you know how to use that and use it often. Make a goal for yourself to model 1 new word per day, per lesson, or per interaction. You can also work with your AT coach for additional training opportunities. We have a lot of great offerings this year. Number 3, build a base of core words. Core vocabulary is essential in building language. Modeling core words exposes your learner to a flexible vocabulary and not just a long list of nouns. So core words are generally a small number of words, about 400 in most adults. They are used for most messages. They are accessible across many situations and applicable to children and adults. Fringe is a much larger number of words. They might be infrequently used, and they tend to be situationally specific, such as vocabulary for a specific unit of study, or vocabulary that might have to do with a specific store or a specific game or activity. Here are some examples. I do not want a cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato. The core words would be I do not want, with, and fringe words would be cheeseburger, lettuce, and tomato. The second sentence, we are going to Target to buy a new lunchbox. Target and lunchbox, and maybe even new could be fringe, core, buy, going, we are. You get the idea. As we build a base of core words, we can use them to model during classroom activities and lessons, and during those downtimes that I mentioned earlier. One way to help people organize and help think about adding core words to your vocabulary in the classroom is to use 5-minute fillers. This is a resource from Assistiveware. They are the folks that put out Proloquo to Go, and they have a lot of great resources in what they call the core word classroom. And here is what one of the core word classroom activities looks like. This is for Mr. Potato Head. They go ahead and list some of the core words that might work with playing with Mr. Potato Head. So you don't not only get verbs, but describing words, quantity, prepositions, questions, pronouns, and time. And you can combine those words, not just for needs and wants. I want more, I want that, for different parts of the potato. But you can use it for getting and giving information. Who make? What's next? Put on that. Put some on. Put on this and that. Student could tell you where to put something. Put it on, take it off. That looks funny, looks good. I like that. I don't like that. And social interaction. Who has seen Mr. Potato Head? Can I do it? I got my angry eyes. Where is my ear? And who has seen my ear? So again, we're moving beyond just those wants and needs to building connection with our students through using language. As we model with our students, one strategy for building connections is modeling without expectation. This means the communication partner is not demanding a response from a student. It does not mean we don't expect anything ever. It just means we aren't demanding that they respond in the moment that we are communicating. For example, we're not prompting to use the device, especially for specific language. So we're not saying things like, press eat, press eat. Instead, we would model. Going to go eat now, and then carry on with the activity. We're focusing on exposure and teaching rather than testing. So you are showing the learner where the words are, not asking them to show you. Limit questions directed to the AAC user, especially if you already know the answer. Use AAC to talk with people other than the learner, modeling conversations with IAs, other students, staff, and let the student observe without pressure to perform. And again, we're going to continue to build that base of core words and model throughout the day. When we model without expectation, after modeling, we continue with the activity, even if the learner has not responded to what you have said or what you're modeling. We're going to give the student wait time and pause, and then move on. If you demand a response by waiting, that's actually withholding, and that's not really building a connection. That's making a demand on the student. If the student says something that you're unexpected, honor what they say and move on. We're reading a book about leaves falling down, and the student says ball. You might say, oh yes, we play ball outside when we see the leaves, and move on. acknowledge the word, put it in context, and continue with the activity by redirecting. So even if it is not what you were expecting as a response, you can model and then move on. What modeling without expectation looks like. It looks like using the AAC to talk to your learner without expecting them to use an imitation or respond. Making a lot of statements and asking very few questions. Using AAC to comment, describe, and reflect on things that happen in the environment. Verbal referencing. Describing your learner's actions and modeling related language on their AAC. Lots of maybe you, or I wonder if kinds of statements. We want to use the AAC to talk with the learner across the day, not just during therapy or structured activities or lessons. It might mean letting your learner move freely around the environment and not requiring them to stay or look. We know that a lot of our learners have a lot of trouble maintaining joint attention in one space or staying in one place. And by allowing some movement in the classroom or in the space that you are playing, they may be more able to pay attention to the modeling because they're able to let their body move around a little bit. And we want to respect our learners' right to communicate what, when, how, and with whom they want to communicate. So what modeling without expectation might sound like, oh, you're pointing to the fridge. I wonder if you feel hungry. Instead of, what do you want? Tell me what you want. We're acknowledging that somebody might feel hungry and then move on with some choices. Uh-oh, oh no, I spilled the milk. I'm not going to read all of these to you, but there's a lot here. It's almost bedtime. I think it's time to brush. And this one's, I think, very important with a lot of our learners. I hear your voice. It sounds like something's wrong, or you are upset. You seem really upset. Let's figure it out together. You're modeling some language. You're acknowledging that the student might be in distress, and you're trying to help the student figure out a way to communicate in a more, in a better way to get their needs met. Why do we model without expectation? It respects autonomy. It's what we do for children who speak, so we should not give AAC learners any less. It allows AAC learners to observe without pressure to respond. We know a lot of our learners have adverse reactions to demands and have a lot of demand avoidance. But if we invite rather than demand, we might build better connection with our student. We also can provide a greater variety of language models, and it establishes a better foundation for language learning while allowing that relationship built on connection rather than compliance, as I've said earlier. Okay, so now we come to the great stuff. Don't forget the fun stuff. Modeling is not just for structured lessons. Activities, jokes, your favorite animal, often these are great motivators. So model, 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 and model some more. So one way we can do this is by using the student's interests to entice. And this is building a very open-ended type of activity by following the student's lead. So you could use something like Google Slides or Jamboard or Canva to make that activity. You're going to choose a background for your slide and add characters. A website called remove.bg can be used to take away background from photos of people or pets. You can see my dog. My dog Peanut is standing there. I took away the background behind this photo. So now when we're in edit mode, I can actually move him around just in the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and escape into edit mode so you can see. Now I could move him around in and out of the activity. Another one called Unscreen can remove background from video clips. And then you can place them in the slide and have your characters do something. So here is Peanut. I used the bounce feature on my phone to turn him into a little GIF, and then use that Unscreen website to take away the background. And now he's on that playground that we saw earlier, but we can make him climb up and down. You could go over here and go down the slide. You get the idea. And then of course we're modeling all of those words. And if the student says that they want to do something or add a character, we can go out and find that character and add them in as well. Okay. So it's really important to give the power of choice to our students. You could do that by finding books on Tar Heel Reader or YouTube read alouds. You could use something called Tar Heel Gameplay and let the students choose the video subject. You could do it for break time videos, fidget toys, anything that you're giving choices about, model those choices. All right. And then on those slides, you could practice multiple choice questions by color coding or adding numbers or letters to the choices. So here is just a screenshot of a Tar Heel Gameplay shortcut. And I created a favorites of just a few dog videos because I know my student loves dogs. So now I can click on this and it will take me to Tar Heel Gameplay. And here's the favorites list. Again, talk to your AT coach if you want to know more about how to put this together, but we'll go ahead and click on this, and Tar Heel Gameplay pulls videos from YouTube, and then you can add in over time prompting and stopping points, and add in prompt words for a student to click a switch to continue the video. So for example, here's this funny dog and cat video, and it's going to take us out and play the video. Oh, and of course it's buffering right now. Oh, my luck. All right, well, let's see if we can come back to this. It was working before. Rats. All right. So
press switch to continue.
Press the switch to continue.
Press switch to continue.
There it goes. Oh, and you can pick up some really funny words. What could you model with this? Ouch. Hey. Stop. Go away. Funny bird. Funny dog. Silly.
Press switch to continue.
And then when it pauses, you could talk about what happened, what might happen next, all of those fun things. I'm glad we've got that to work so you could see it working. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and we'll see the next one. So here's that one, another one of those multiple choice options that I suggested. Student can say they want the red one or the blue one. You could have a red and a blue card and hold those up for students that need that choice closer to them rather than up on the whiteboard or at the computer in front of them. In this particular example, we embedded the videos inside the slides rather than a link. So now you can go ahead and choose red and get to listen to Jack Hartman sing his song, right? Okay. Another example would be modeling with books and music. So here's a book called Going on a Leaf Hunt, and PRC Saltillo has a whole bunch of these books. They're not adapted. They haven't been we haven't put symbol with all of the text, symbolated the text, because that has been shown to be not best practices. But we are using keywords to interact with the book, key core words. So for example, we are going to read Going on a Leaf Hunt. And hopefully this one will play as expected.
We're Going on a Leaf Hunt by Steve Metzger, illustrated by Miki Sakamoto.
And so you can see,
We're
turn the
going on a leaf
page.
hunt.
These are things you could say, turn the page.
We're going on a leaf hunt. We're going right away.
Go.
Let's find colorful leaves. It's a wonderful day.
Let's go. Okay, so you get the idea.
We're coming to
All right.
We're coming to a mountain. We're going on a leaf hunt.
All right.
By Steve.
So hopefully there it goes. Okay. So number 5, don't quit. As your learner gets better at AAC, it's easy to think, they've got it. I can be done now. But don't. Keep speaking their language. They do really need you. Don't forget to celebrate those early successes. We had the talker with us all day. They were looking when I modeled. I modeled more than yesterday. These are successes that you're having, not successes of the student. Celebrate your successes at modeling and helping your student learn AAC. So I modeled a new communication function, asked a question, I commented, I modeled a new routine, I learned some new words to model, and modeling helped my student understand what I was saying. And remember, I'm going to move myself over here. Remember, when using AAC, it's okay to fail. It's okay to forget. Don't feel bad if you can't remember where to find a word or how to use a feature. Forgetting is part of life. Ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, and it allows our learners to see that it is something that they should also do. So we're modeling asking for help. If you can't recall how something works or what button to press, let your kiddo see you ask for help, or even ask them because they might know. And if they don't, use that word finder. It's your best friend. Okay, so it's important that you understand that you can be imperfect. We all do things wrong. And it's good for learners to see when we make a mistake. Acknowledge the error, laugh about it, adjust and move on. Modeling imperfection so learners know that we don't have to be perfect either. And learn something new. There's more than one way to do things, and the way you do it might not be the way your communicator does, and that's great. Show them it's okay to do things in more than one way. So hopefully you're going to take away some new ideas about modeling and using AAC in your classroom. And remember to celebrate those early successes and get the communication device out. That is the very first step. Okay, I'm going to move myself around again. To learn more about assistive technology resources, visit the FCPS website or FCPS Employee Hub and search Assistive Technology Services. And go ahead and follow us on Twitter at @ATS_FCPS. Thank you.